He's a phantom.
He's a phantom.
Yo, Danny Phantom here was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine and designed to view a world unseen.
He's gonna get your ball 'cause he's Danny Phantom.
Where big white his folks had just quit, but Danny took a look inside of it. There was a big flash, everything's just changed.
He's gonna get your ball 'cause he's Danny
Phantom. When his folk woke up, he realized he had snow white hair and glowing green eyes. He could walk through walls, disappear, and fly. It was much more unique than the other guys. It was then that he knew what he had to do. He had to stop all the ghosts that was coming through. He's here to fight for me and you. He's gonna catch 'em all 'cause he's Danny Phantom. Gotta catch 'em all 'cause he's Danny Phantom. Gotta catch 'em all 'cause he's Danny Phantom.
Episode 4.
It's close.
There you go. There you go. All right.
What is up, guys? My name is Bryan. I am one half of that Pookie Duo, and I am with...
Dr. Doom, the other half of that Pokey duo.
Yes, that is Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. That's the name I picked with.
Yeah.
That's the name I picked. It has nothing to do with the fact that you brought a 2-liter Dr. Pepper to the viewing of our iCarly festival.
I got here at midnight. I needed caffeine.
He needed caffeine. And I need alcohol, but I'm going sober, so...
I am very glad you're going sober.
I'm glad you're glad, because I'm not. And that's fine. This is to all you 12-year-olds watching this, because I know there's a lot of you 12-year-olds and below 12-year-olds listening to this. We have a high viewership. We're one of the big ones. We have a very
absolutely.
We're number 3. Joe Rogan's the first for podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's I don't know.
Then it's Quentin Reviews.
Well, he's not a podcast, but as far as podcasts go, you got Joe Rogan, you got H3H3, and then you got us. So we have a lot of people that we need to fucking say this to. Don't drink.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah, and if you are gonna drink, ruin your get diabetes by drinking a lot of Dr. Pepper. You know, it's better than liver disease.
Yes. That is scientifically proven.
Yeah.
#science facts.
You'll die from both of them, but at least you're not. Liver disease hurts more. Liver disease is painful.
Yes.
Enough of this bullshit. Well, let's talk. What are we talking about today, Bryan?
We are talking about episodes 7 through 9 of the new iCarly
Reboot,
yes, which has been renewed for 2nd season.
Yes, congratulations. I think because of this, we need to go ahead and get this out of the way early for celebratory use, and that's random appreciation of the people that work on iCarly.
Yeah, we randomly appreciate them.
Yeah, and the cast and crew, and there it goes. There it goes. Random dance. Okay. So, I'll say this right off the bat.
Okay.
I'm starting to notice a pattern with these episodes, buddy boy.
Oh, really? What is this pattern that you were noticing?
Well, and it might just be my own insanity filtering the reality here, but it seems to me that every time we watch these iCarly episodes, 3 at a time that we're doing, the first episode is dull. It ain't that good. It's fine. It's not bad, but it's dull, and it's kind of it doesn't have as much intrigue as the latter 2 episodes.
Okay.
And then the second one's pretty good, but always it was the same with episode 3 and episode 6. Episode 9 was my favorite out of this bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if they have I haven't been paying attention to the credits or who writes what episode. But I almost think if I were to go back and look at the writing credits, I might be wrong. Here. We'll figure it out. We don't do any research for this. If you guys listening haven't already noticed. But it's like the best writers work on the 3rd episode.
Yes.
Like every other 3rd episode. Or every 3rd episode, like in 3s, multiples of 3. They work on that. Like, okay, A-team gets 3, 6, and 9, 12, and maybe the finale. And B Team gets the first one, and then number 4, so on and so forth.
Right.
I don't know. I'm probably wrong. And it has a lot to do, probably, with me having to get in the mood of iCarly. Because I will say it's still kind of a shock to the system that this exists.
Yes.
I don't know, how do you feel about these this episode and the show in general?
I honestly thought the second was the second one that we watched today was probably the weakest of the 3, I would say.
Okay.
Even though, granted, it was featuring a character that I wanted to come back. I mean, not really come back, but I wanted to make an appearance.
Right.
We'll be going over that when the time is more relevant, but it was still one of the weaker. I'd say that was probably the weakest one. I remember the least about that episode.
That's the one where the wife comes.
Yes.
The ex-wife. Freddie's ex-wife.
Yes. We will go over that at some point. But
who was conventionally attractive.
Yes.
But
I thought that was probably one of the weaker ones of the 3. I definitely thought the first one with the cult.
Yeah.
And the final one with the MLM, which is another cult.
In a way. I mean, it's more of a shady business practice.
And a cult. But anyway, those were the stronger ones, I would say, of these 3.
I would say the third one is my favorite. Because honestly, I mean, I know we've said it, in a manner of words with the other podcasts that we've done about the show. This really is just an excuse to have a commentary or a satirical show on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, based on the culture of the internet. This is pure satire. And they just use iCarly as a launch pad to do it.
Yes.
Because it's, like we've said, here and there, never in summation, is basically, you've got millennials that are aging, in their 20s, late 20s, coming on 30, realizing that the world
Don't remind me.
is getting bad, or has always been bad, but now it's our version of bad because we're the people, we're the adults, we're the forthcoming generation that's going to, multiply or, congregate this thing we call society. We're the next functioning members of society, our generation, so we're realizing our own pile of shit, within the world, that we have to deal with, and the characters live at home, doing a lot of at-home work, except for Harper, who works a dead-end job, which is also very relatable, because a lot of our people do that, especially these days. But if they're not, they're at home working, they're going through divorce problems, family problems. The show highlights the importance of family, I would say even more than the previous series. What with sticking together, Carly and Spencer still being in the same building, and even though Freddie got a divorce from his ex-wife, she's very present, and he's got a daughter. And on top of that, all the drama that comes with being involved with internet communities. And within this batch of episodes, there were a lot of the storylines kind of centered around scams, schemes, pyramid schemes. There's been identity theft being commentated about, in other episodes. So really, basically what I'm trying to say is this really is just a show about millennials dealing with internet culture post 2015, when the internet really started to get kind of super streamlined and serious, around that era.
Right.
And it's using every bit of its influence to explore every aspect of the internet, which I like. I like a lot. The MLM shit was perfect. I did not know what this word meant.
Yes.
Until Bryan described it to me. I always thought it was just called pyramid scheme.
But yeah, it's multi-level marketing, and we will get into that episode when we get to that episode. But I figure at this point we've given you the little intro about iCarly, and we'll just go ahead and talk about episode 1. What do you say, buddy?
Go into it, man. You start us off.
So the first episode was basically So it starts out with Millicent making another appearance as basically a Sunshine Girl, which is basically their version of Girl Scouts, essentially.
Pretty, what were they called? The Drake and Josh? Because they had a similar Boy Scout, Girl Scout thing in that show.
I do not remember.
Was it Sunshine Scout?
It might have been Sunshine. It might have been the same thing. It might have been the same thing in Drake and Josh. I don't know. But in the Fairly Odd Parents, it was Squirrel Scouts.
Ah, that's right.
It was Squirrel Scouts.
Squirrel Scouts.
And like Eagle Scout, like the Eagle Scout equivalent in the Squirrel Scouts was the Flying Squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Timmy! We love it. That was such a good cartoon. Anyway, moving on. But
5 years it was.
Yeah. And then then later and they end up talking about this bake sale or something like that. They talk about this like bake sale that they're going on, and originally this was just a plot for Freddy to be able to spend time with Millicent.
Right.
And then
until he gets fired in a very Zoomer CEO self-business
but in a way like how Millicent and Freddy ended up leaving the Sunshine Girls was kind of like one of those things where I think a lot of the young people are like, oh, if this isn't working for me, I'm going to find my own way to do this. Or
yes,
that seemed very reminiscent of kind of our millennial attitude.
Yes, current mindset.
The current mindset that we have.
Absolutely. If I can't fit in the square peg, I'm either going to cut around it or find another hole. Right. Sorry, if I can't fit in the square hole as a circle peg, I'm going to find another circular hole.
Right.
It's going to be bigger, something more fitted for me.
Right.
Fuck society.
Yeah.
And it goes awry because, it didn't go awry, but I mean, it definitely shows the selfishness of Millicent when she fires her own dad.
Who only just wanted to spend time with his daughter.
Right. But still, there's a tender moment there. When she calls him dad. It was nice. It was good. It was good shit. I'm still on the fence with Millicent. I'm still on the fence. She was
very conniving in these episodes. So.
Yeah.
She was very conniving.
And I'm bringing back my claim on the new Megan. I think she is digital Megan. Mm-hmm. Digitized Megan. For the internet.
And then also in this episode, Harper ends up joining this cult called Leap In.
Flippin' Leap In.
Leap In. And it's kind of, and it turns out that Leap In is just this place where Spencer's girlfriend, Argentina,
yes,
is essentially kidnapping girls?
It's basically an evil Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Wait.
Can we say it?
It's basically a Silicon Valley.
Yeah. And she would basically get these girls to
basically go into these chambers where they express their deepest desires and their aspirations.
And their frustrations.
Yeah. And then somehow they connect to an algorithm within that company that's been set up, and that company sends emails and target ads to the person's username and email
based on what
they said in the booths.
Yeah. To soundproof that no one else could hear.
Right. Whatever they say in the booths, they whatever interest they express, they are immediately sent advertisements for stuff that might alleviate their qualms, or something that or something that advertises something they're into, like a product they might like.
It's just shit that happens today already. You know, just like you don't even have to go into a booth to do that. You just click on something on Google, porn that you like, and then you get like an advertisement for like, oh, here's you like anal? Yeah, here's a vibrator from this other sketchy site that, hey, only $9. Yeah, whatever you might be into.
Right. And originally, Carly is very suspicious of Argentina in Leap In, and
I love the
Harper doesn't believe it. She's like, I'm just having so much fun here. I can just come here in between the hour and my break.
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. That becomes kind of like the mantra of the thing. And then Carly digs in deeper and finds out the thing and kind of pulls this little prank kind of thing to get Argentina to confess it on live camera.
Yes.
Which is very reminiscent of an iCarly episode where Spencer is dating the teacher.
Yeah.
And and the teacher's basically the crazy ex-girlfriend meme. That's basically what the teacher was. And like the teacher had bought like this Paraphone with like 500 songs that she illegally downloaded and admitted to on live
exactly
live iCarly.
Doesn't her ass get fucking arrested?
Yeah, they get arrested, and then they're like, and then Freddie goes like, we should probably tell Principal Franklin that our teacher got arrested, and then Carly goes like, or we could go ice skating.
I remember that shit. Holy fuck! Damn.
Because basically she plays dumb and says, "Oh, I can't get the camera starting," even though the camera's rolling, and
the ever increasing high strung emotional Carly.
Yeah, and basically
more
gets
so in this season.
Argentina to confess that she is basically stealing people's data.
I hate that fucking name. It's so pretentious.
Argentina.
Ugh. Just makes me want to vomit.
It's a weird name.
It's so like, ooh, I generated this name from like combining two of my favorite prefixes and suffixes and put them together in a machine or on a generator online.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
Yeah.
CEO toxic shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's going to go global with this new type of technology, which is basically just a more privatized, concentrated way of sending ads to people, which I thought was genius. It's like, well, okay, we're gonna manifest how bad the internet can be with corporations. Let's make that into a physical thing for the actors to bounce off of, within an episode, which this happened to serve as. I liked it a lot. Thought the character Argentina herself was a little weak. Thought they could have made her funnier. Could have done a little bit more with her. She was just kind of a woman.
Yeah.
Little nitpick, but
I think it was kind of weird that she was very like against women as like this woman who's being portrayed as someone who's trying to empower women.
Well, I mean, she's in it for herself.
Right.
Like she's a classic narcissistic,
yeah, probably
sociopathic level CEO. But I did like the line, which just made me laugh, just the blatantness of it. Like, where she's like tying up, making a metaphor for roses, and then she uses one of her intern's hands to tie it up, or like she basically ties up one of her interns, and she like uses
girls are stupid or something like that. She says,
well, no, like she's making a metaphor for like bunching roses together. Yeah. Like roses alone are just like women. Like intern like takes both of her intern's arms
who's creepily smiling the whole time
and wraps them up and starts explaining how women by themselves, like branches or roses, are weak and independent and mindless, but together are this.
Let that be known, we do not think
no, of course not, but like I just thought it was the blatant like just, oh wow, okay. Like so-called feminists, trying to, degrade her own system. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It was like, women by themselves are weak, stupid, and independently, like, flawed. But together, we can come together and serve under me, or some shit like that.
Yeah, it
was very funny. I liked it.
It's like that weird thing where the villain just always has to very much split out their plan instead of just actually doing it.
Yeah. I just like a lot. The current iCarly, the reboot. I don't think we've talked a lot about how the comedy works, like the actual, because the first series had a lot of slapstick, really a lot. Like go back and watch it, man.
Yeah,
a lot, and it was very zany and very wild, and Spencer has kind of taken all of that into one fucking channeled persona, and so he's kind of carried on that tradition through his character, because he still has plenty of amazing moments even in these 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. There's one moment where he like makes a mistake in the next episode or one of the other
next
episodes.
episode. Yeah,
where he's like fixing a stage play or a set on a stage play with just toast, and one of the toasts fall off, and he comes in on a skateboard, laying on his back, fixes it, rolls back off. Just funny shit.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, it's just perfect. But like the original series had a lot of stuff like that, and if the other type of comedy, I guess you could put in there is really all I could think about is slapstick and loud, just very loud humor. Mm-hmm. There was some good one-liners, but I think this one, it's very like there are jokes in this, but they're not like the core of what makes this reboot shine. Like someone could just say something blatant, like what I just said with the villain from the first episode. Like, oh, this is what I think about women. Just so nonchalantly, but yet loudly and blatantly saying something off kilter. Yeah. More so what this comedy is. It's very like stupidity being said in a very subtle but serious way, and because the lines are conveyed or executed like that, it's very funny. Like it's like, oh, that's a ridiculous thing to say, but the fact that they say it so nonchalantly, so calm, or straightforward, that's what I've noticed is the main type of humor in this iCarly. So I dig it. I like it a lot. And it's spritzed in. You've got internet humor, some traditional jokes, and some slapstick. But I think this new type of comedy that wasn't present in the first one works for this, because there is this underlying level of insanity that's bubbling at the surface. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it explodes through one character or one event, but for the most part, everything's said straight, and I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I remember at one point in this episode, Carly was just putting the pieces together that Leap In was a cult, and we basically, Carly and I at the same time, said that this was a cult, and then you were just like, "Did you get a sneak peek of this?" I'm just like, "No."
You nailed it, and there was one joke that I thought was going to come back. Carly tries to sneak in to the back room of this headquarters, and
to get more information about Argentina,
to see what's up with Argentina, and basically, in order to get through, she tells two of the interns, like, "Oh, hey, could you guys go to the Lost and Found, in the back room away from here?" And they're like, "What color is it?"
To find a jacket,
right? Or sweater.
Or sweater, yeah.
And it was like, oh, it was a camouflage neon denim. Like just the craziest fucking thing you could put on a sweater, like denim neon camouflage. And I thought for sure, because old iCarly would have done this.
Old iCarly did do this. Remember when? Okay, so basically what happens is she tells these two cult members, whatever you want to call them, about this sweater that does not exist.
Yeah.
So to get them to go away so she can continue to snoop.
Yeah, they go away to find it. I thought they were going to come back with that exact sweater she described.
Right.
Just out on a level of complete random.
And the old iCarly did that with Amanda Valdez, the girl with the duck mask. That was iCarly's biggest fan.
Right.
And she was just so awestruck with the iCarly crew that she just wanted to hang out with them all the time. Like, she ended up transferring. She got her aunt to transfer schools or something like that. And then Carly was like, "I need you to get Fladoodles."
That's right. And she does. She actually finds Fladoodles.
Yes. I want fat-free Fladoodles. I also got sour cream and onion and zesty jalapeno.
That's right. Holy shit. But that's the kind of humor that would be on the original series.
Right.
I will say they could have followed through with it a little bit on this joke. Maybe they did and I missed it, but
I don't think they ever did. I think that might have been a funny thing to end the episode with.
I agree. Like, oh, I found it. And it's like, oh, it exists. That's it. That's all you had to do.
That, yeah. I thought that would have been. I think that would have been a good way to end that little joke. But it's fine. That I think it was.
Yeah, because I vocalized my prediction on that, and I was like, they have to bring it back. No, never did, and that's fine. I just thought it's missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. Yeah. They could have done it.
Maybe there's a deleted scene where they.
But this show still has enough zaniness that the old iCarly had to where they could have filled in. Followed through with the joke, but whatever.
Not every episode is going to be fantastic, but
no,
that was just a missed opportunity. But it was still a pretty good episode.
It's solid, and I like what they had to say about, you know, weird, sketchy companies that, you know, basic nobodies try to kickstart and try to become big moguls. Yeah. You know, through just a niche idea. You know, I'm going to go global with this. You know, I'm going to reach every country and become like a mogul and an extremely successful business person. You know, and I've got one flimsy idea, you know, that's not predicated on any kind of moral compass at all. Right. You know, I like that. Thought it was very, very solid, very biting satire. Liked it a lot. Well, no, I didn't like it a lot, but I liked it enough. I don't know what else to say about it. I think there's... What about my buddy Spencer Shea? What did he do in this episode? What kind of Spencer antics?
The Spencer antics. What were the Spencer antics in this one?
Oh, man, what the fuck were they?
I think... Did he not just kind of have a backseat in this episode? I feel like he was kind of sort of backseat in this episode.
He's the reason the villain...
he's the boyfriend.
Yeah, he's dating Argentina.
Oh, no, I remember now. He's just they have that juice bar, and she's like, we got juice, and I did not get you any.
Yeah.
But you can have some of mine if you
want.
want.
But, like, his whole point, or his whole purpose within the episode is to date Argentina and have him introduce her to the Carly gang. Yeah. To iCarly gang. And that's all he really does.
Yeah, and Argentina was just using Spencer to get to the iCarly gang, basically.
But the whole thing that you talked... Oh, wait, no, fuck. There's this amazing moment where he tries to build a sculpture within Leap-In.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he fucks up completely. He wears a stupid helmet and he falls over.
So
and it's like, Spencer!
Leap-In is this female-only thing, and he's wearing this helmet or something like that.
Stupid, like, police helmet with a light.
And he's like, I can be here. I've been given the man pass, but I just can't make a scene or something like that. And then he just immediately makes a scene.
Well, he, like, trips over himself and fumbles to the ground in classic Spencer Shea.
And then the helmet comes off, and there's an alarm going, man, man, man.
I loved it. I love it when Spencer just falls down. If we have an entire episode where it's just Spencer fumbling through an episode, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. Even in the old series. They got zany, real zany, but I just want one episode, one fucking 30-minute episode where it's just him, just Spencer. Mm-hmm. Just one special. I doubt we're going to get it, but I love me some Spencer Shea. That's all I'm saying. Still my favorite character. Come at me.
No one's coming at you. That is a very fine take to have.
No, man. We got a lot of fucking subscribers, dude. We're going to have at least 2 people coming to my house and going like, hey, bro, is she like Harper more? What about Millicent? Why are you on the fence with Millicent? And we're like, she's not a fully defined Zoomer fucking representative. I think for satire, she's only fucking subpar.
Jeez.
I was ripping my shirt when I said that.
That sounded very Lubert-esque.
Yeah, I really want to see that guy. I mentioned I want to see him in the last episode of the podcast. I don't think he's going to do it, though. Yeah. That's okay. That's all right. I'll just fucking look up Spencer Lubert clips.
I guess that's a good way to transition into the next episode. Yes, a good transition to womanhood. But into the next episode, we're going to talk about...
Bryan, you're becoming a woman.
Yes, I am. But basically what happens... I remember in the last episode, we talked about characters we wanted to come back or appear. And at one point... I said I wanted whoever the mom is of Millicent to kind of come back in an episode. Our friend over here, Dr. Doom, is having a existential crisis.
I'm looking for my pen. I'm using a pen and paper. I'm sure I'll be crucified for saying this on an internet platform.
Yeah, why are you not just using an app to do
Because
this?
I'm using the fucking phone to record this on! For Christ's sakes, we're not going to have a podcast if I use the freaking thing we're using the podcast to record the podcast.
Are we taking a break?
I really can't find my fucking pen. I can't find it. I can't find it!
This is reminding me of the SpongeBob episode where Patrick is cleaning his rock because his parents are coming and he's having an episode.
Janet, Marty, who are you people? Okay, dude, where the actual fuck is my pen?
I found it.
Oh, wow! I was.
You're sitting on it.
Okay, back to the action.
Let it be known that he was sitting on his pen.
Yeah, dude, it felt good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So basically, I say that I want to have like Millicent's mom and whoever
fuck each other.
No, I wanted Millicent's mom to appear, make some sort of appearance.
And she did in this episode, bro.
And admittedly, even though that's probably one of the people I wanted to see, it's probably one of the weaker episodes.
Yeah, I didn't like. Again, it was the same problem with the Argentina. Not a unique or zany or eccentric enough character. Give them traits.
Right.
You know, for Christ's sakes, you gave it to Harper. Harper's quirky as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's get some weird... Like, the original iCarly had, like, a new character every other episode come in and be weird. And they were memorable because of the quirks they had. Mm-hmm. They're not giving any of the quirk. It's only for these two characters.
Her quirk was that she was a microbiologist in Zanzibar. That was her quirk.
It's not a quirk, man. That's a backstory.
Yeah.
Thing. That's like a line for like a joke that.
But that's the only thing that was memorable about her. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and the events that happened around it was also more memorable. Like the whole staging a play.
Yeah.
To Millicent stages a play to exonerate the possibility of her parents getting back together, which doesn't happen, and hijinks ensues. Spencer and Carly ruin the fucking stage made of toast. Mm-hmm. It's funny. This one I might agree with you, might be a little bit even more less interesting than the last one.
But the main plot of this episode, I guess, is that obviously Millicent's mom and Freddie are meeting up again. They meet about once a year, apparently. I don't know.
Yes.
But Carly and Millicent kind of get this feeling that they want to get back together because Carly finds the locket with the picture of the mom, whose name I've forgotten.
What's her name?
We don't actually care what her name is.
I care what her name is, and I'm going to put it right here. And there it is.
Yep.
You see it?
Figure out the name.
Everybody see it? Everybody see the extra added editing time I'm going to have to fucking put in this? God damn.
Anyway, her name, whatever her name was, and Freddie are Gwen. That's it, Gwen.
Gwen's a sexy name.
Yeah. Yeah, her name's Gwen, because the episode's called I Hate Gwen. But anyway...
How come all the Gwens I know in fiction are hot? Have you noticed that?
Gwen Stefani's hot.
Yeah,
anyway.
Or like in the music biz.
Yeah, but... so anyway...
Gwyneth Paltrow. That counts.
We don't talk about Gwyneth Paltrow here. Anyway, so Gwen and... so Gwen has a locket that has a picture of her and Freddie, probably arm in arm or something like that. And Carly thinks that this is hinting that they're going to get back together, but in reality, that was just a gift for Millicent because she has this boyfriend whose name I don't remember, and I'm not going to go into it because we're not even going to look it up.
I'm not even going to look it up and put it in the editing.
Right, we're not going to do that because he's not even in the episode. But the main thing is just like they were going to tell Millicent that they're not going to get together, but they're still a family.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how I think a lot of our society has gone today. Like, no matter what happens in life or whatever happens, like, your family will always be your family, or just like your chosen family will always be your chosen family.
That's right, man.
And I think that was kind of the point of that episode, but there were definitely the Spencer hijinks that we were talking about with the school play, the school production of Romeo and Juliet.
The whole making everything out of toast.
Yeah, he made a entire set out of toast.
And it really doesn't even need explaining here, because why would we explain Spencer?
Why would we explain that to him?
Why it's like explaining...
He doesn't need it. Spencer doesn't need an explanation.
It's like explaining the Big Bang. Why did the Big Bang happen? You don't fucking know.
Oh, no.
Even if you knew how it happened, you wouldn't know how. I mean, there's no reason.
Right.
I mean, unless there were aliens or God or whatever the fuck. But, insert your fucking theory here.
Yeah.
Insert your theory into Spencer.
Yes.
Into him.
Yes. Insert your theory into Spencer. He enjoys theories.
He enjoys a good, big, strong, long, wet theory inserted into his person. He loves it.
Yes, he does.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, this episode, man. I'm telling you, I really don't have much to say until the third one, but I guess what I'll add here is, man, if I could remember what the fuck happened. This is you're right, man. I think this might be the weakest one.
Yeah.
Out of this bunch, I thought it was the first one, but at least the first one had like a cool, jab at internet advertising.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one though. I'm trying to think what the hell happened. We got the beginning, the fact that Carly and Freddie's ex
are actually friends the entire time.
Have secretly been hiding a friendship ever since the divorce. Not a gay one, just a regular friendship where they meet each other in Zanzibar. Occasionally. Yeah. And that the only reason they fucking put the Zanzibar in the episode is because it's a funny word.
Yeah.
That's the only fucking reason. But yeah, they've been hiding their friendship because Freddie might get jealous or, just kind of feel shitty about the whole thing. But it's revealed in the end, the liar revealed, and nothing really comes of it. And then Carly goes to the principal's office, and Spencer and Harper get ribbons for participation. And
they become the leaders of the Parent-Teachers Association, of which they are neither a parent nor a teacher.
But I liked seeing Harper and Spencer go to the principal's office like children and come back with participation ribbons and beaming. Yeah. I thought that was funny, liked the image, and I liked that Carly had to legitimately go to the fucking principal's office.
And then they were all like, ooh.
She does the walk of shame.
Like we did when we were in grade school.
Exactly. I liked that little bit of...
It was very cute. It was nostalgic. It's still the weakest episode, but that was a very...
it was cute.
It was cute.
I would call this episode cute.
Yes.
Cute out of... awesome. I give it a cute out of awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Just so y'all know, our grading scales will be forever changing because that is how we do things here.
That's how we do it, man. You got a problem with it? Subscribe to another fucking channel.
Yes, just alienate our audience of two.
Look, we've got enough charisma to fuel a rocket. A miniature one used for 4th of July. The one that
Not one that is sending Elon Musk into space. Not that one.
Which is mentioned in one of these fucking episodes.
Yes.
Good ref, Bryan.
Yes.
Fuck. Nah, our charisma can power a pretty big bottle rocket that goes up about 30 fucking feet and fizzles out and has a wet fart sound when it falls.
Yes.
Which is more than this episode. See what I did there? Yeah, busted!
Yeah, there is an Elon Musk. I remember now there is an Elon Musk reference. And more cussing. There was more cussing.
Yeah, they're kind of piling up the curse words. Lots of bitches, asses, and tits, and hells. Not to mention some dams. And a lot of dams.
I was about to do a spit take.
I know. We'd have to end the episode if that happened. We'd have to take another one.
That would be that's also an iCarly reference to the old iCarly.
Oh, speaking
because they do a spit take thing in one of the episodes.
Speaking of spitting out fluids that you've just consumed, I think they're trying to make Freddie into a not full blown, but a little like a novice alcoholic. Because already there's been 2 episodes where Freddie takes a big old swig of alcohol or overdoes it and gets drunk.
I think he's just a lightweight. I don't think he's an alcoholic. I just think he's a lightweight.
Everything in film and television that they show, and they continue to show as a motif, means something. I think they're alluding, it's probably not going to fucking come out. Like, they're not going to have an episode where they have an intervention with Freddy. I'm not saying that. But I think they're kind of alluding to, like, Freddy's kind of edgy, right now. He's kind of on the edge.
He uses alcohol to get...
Yeah. And I think they're using it as kind of a light joke to like, oh, Freddy's stressed out. Let's get him drunk. Yeah. I think it's if anything, it's more of a commentary on people
how
living.
We don't have healthy ways to cope.
Yeah. And that's not just a current generational thing for millennials. That's human behavior.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, I'm pointing attention to it because the show pointed attention to it.
Yes.
And also, Freddy is drinking. Little Freddy Benson's drinking. It's just weird.
He's just so cute at the very beginning of the iCarly.
Yeah, and now he's
he looks good.
He looks
Nathan Kress looks
He
good.
does. He's a handsome boy, handsome lad. But he looks like he's 11 and 31
at the same time.
Simultaneously. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I'm glad Miranda... We haven't talked about the child actors a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and use this time to talk about this. How child actors age. Notice this. It's weird. Because, producers, they could be a little footsie with the way they go about things. Downright pedophilic. Downright pedophilic. And I won't mention names, but I'll be Dan Schneidered if I let this go any further. It's weird that producers choose like these really cherub-looking, you could say good-looking kid. You could say that without being fucking pedophile. Yeah. Okay, so Macaulay Culkin, classic case. You got Macaulay Culkin, Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus. They're all cute kids. But I think producers look at those faces and they go, yeah, that's got a lot of fat. A lot of cute fat right in the face. So that's going to grow up to be like... They're going to look like a kid for about 30 years. And then they either dip, like Macaulay Culkin, hard.
Or they look fantastic.
And
I think both Miranda Cosgrove and Nathan Kress look fantastic.
Yeah, but Nathan Kress still hadn't aged out of his kid look. He still looks like a kid. Miranda Cosgrove still looks great. She's got a womanly look. Mm-hmm. I mean, seriously, she looks good, man. And I know I've said this before. Miranda Cosgrove is a good-looking woman. I didn't notice this until recently. So I don't know. It's just it's weird how most child actors, they grow up and they look like they're 12 for about 30 to 40 years, then they dip hard, or they look like that for a long time, and then they just kind of like sculpt into this amazing Adonis beauty queen king type look.
I bet part of it is that they kind of get out of the spotlight for a little bit. Like Macaulay Culkin couldn't get out of the spotlight because he had to do all the Home Alone movies.
Yeah.
But both Nathan Kress and Miranda Cosgrove didn't really do a whole lot after iCarly.
But that didn't have anything to do with the way they look. I
mean, maybe that's part of it. They got enough time to be out of the spotlight.
So it, like, physiologically had an effect?
Yeah.
I mean, the shit.
Maybe Macaulay Culkin's mental state just got...
It affected him physically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And he just stopped caring about how he looked. So he just looked progressively uglier.
Well, I'm glad that he got out of it, though.
And then once you get out of it, and then maybe stay out of it for a decent time, you can focus on things like your mental health, your physical health.
Yeah, I guess
how you look.
It's a good theory.
It's a theory.
You could tell that Michael Jackson...
A TV theory!
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, that was a bad reference.
Time to kill Bryan. Here we go, I'm gonna kill him. Take that. Take that, you. Take that.
It's a theory, a show theory.
Take that. Yeah, so anyway, my whole point being,
child actors. What do you do with them? Do you fuck them, or do you let them be who they want? All right, and that's my segue into. No, I don't condone pedophilia. I'm trying to segue into this little bit that I heard on the internet. How about that? About Dan Schneider and his credit within these iCarly episodes. So I looked up about. It's not just. It was a few YouTube channels that I actually visited. All of them had the same theory. But it's not really a theory. If you go back and at least the first 3 or 4 episodes,
I need to give this a look. I'll probably look at this tomorrow to confirm it.
Right.
We tried,
but
after you told me, the 9th episode didn't really do it as well. It wasn't very obvious.
But the first 3 or 4 episodes, for sure, whenever Dan Schneider's name appears on the opening credit sequence, after the theme song plays, whenever his name appears in the credits, the editors may or may have choreographed one of the characters in the show to make a cringe face or a face of disgust whenever his face comes on. Or they'll point the camera to like a bad character, an antagonistic character. That's why I think episode 9 held up, because but
it's Griffin.
Griffin turned out
antagonistic character.
Well, yeah. In this episode, he was.
He was not. He was just duped by the MLM.
Yeah, but he lied to them.
He was stupid.
He lied to them.
Actually, that's fair. That's very. Yeah, it turns out.
So
that's fair.
On the 9th episode, they show him when the credit of Dan Schneider shows up. So I honestly think there's something to be said there, because they have to put his name on there. He created the show.
Yeah.
Even though he's not working on the show, they have to still respect that. But they're not going to like it, so they've strategically edited his name to appear only when someone in the beginning of the show, one of the characters, either
and at the beginning, we were standing up for Griffin.
Yeah, it's either a cringe face or it's an antagonistic character, or a bad guy is when they'll put the credit on the screen. Anyway, what were you saying?
But this is the one where Griffin makes his appearance, and this is a character you wanted to come back, I believe, right? From the last episode?
It was one of us. I forgot which one.
One of us wanted Griffin to come back, and this is the character that had the perfectly healthy hobby of collecting Pee-wee babies. And Carly was Carly, and thought that was girly. And I was just like, no, that is a perfectly healthy hobby, Carly.
Carly's shallow, man. What can you say?
She's still fairly shadow, and I still think that collecting Beanie Babies is a healthy hobby.
I agree, Sam. As much as I love Carly, I think she could be a bit shallow, and I agree with the fact that she blew things a bit out of proportion with that Beanie Baby fiasco.
And she even asked Griffin if he still collects them. He's like, "Oh no, the Pee-wee babies are behind me. I drink sand now."
Yeah, it's like it was a drug. Like the Beanie Babies are a drug. Which I guess you could argue back in the 90s when they were booming at their popularity, people would spend house and home on those fucking toys.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
They were good toys.
Yeah, but then they hit rock bottom.
Yeah, it's
1999 or some shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It just like went from the talk of the fucking civilization to no one gives a shit.
Right.
Like in a month.
It's almost like Furbies.
Yeah, but I mean these were like, this was almost like $1 billion industry. Like everybody had Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
Like every family had a Beanie Baby, at least one.
But male and boys and girls play.
Boys and girls, babies. Old and young.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be 48 getting a Beanie Baby collection.
Yeah.
And now they are worthless. They were
sad.
It is sad.
My favorite was Rory. He was a lion.
I remember I had that one.
Yeah.
I had the flamingo one too.
I had a whole bunch. I had them fight each other. We talked about this last episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were revolutionary. I mean, like, it wasn't like a real stuffed animal. You had, like, beans in it.
Yeah.
And if you wanted them to sit upright or hold a different position, you could just reorient the beans into a different part of the doll.
Well, in a way, today's Beanie Babies are plushies.
Right. Yeah, they've taken the place of it.
Yeah,
but they don't have the articulation that Beanie Babies had. Like Beanie Babies, like I said, you could reorient the beans to position the Beanie Baby into a different stance.
Yeah.
You know, that was the genius of it.
And the only way you can do that with a plushie is if it's like a sitting cutie or something like that.
Yeah. Or the Funko Pops.
Yeah, Funko Pops, that's also the name.
I call them Fucko Pops.
Really?
Because I hate them.
Fair.
Do you hate them, Bryan?
I actually don't have any, so I don't have an opinion on that.
All right, Funko Pop crisis averted. Yeah.
So yeah, he makes his appearance, and he's basically wants to sell Carly sand, which
Tell us about sand, Bryan.
sand is he makes it sound like it's just this powder drink. You put it in your drink, and it gives you sensitivity. It gives you bravery. It gives you calmness.
Absolutely.
And
they come in distinct packaging.
Very distinct packages, which turn out to be fish food.
Yes, it is a scam, a pyramid scheme, or an MLM scheme. That
if you do not know, a main multi-level marketing scheme is a product or something. It's a fraudulent product. It doesn't actually work, but you are supposed to sell it to your friends.
Yes.
And you're supposed you make money through selling the product, but the main way you make money is by recruiting your friends to sell the same product.
Well, basically, at that point, you've already bought their
and then those friends recruit their friends, and their friends recruit their friends, and their friends recruit their friends, and you just keep on doing it, and you make money. You make money based on recruiting people rather than actually selling the product.
Well, the fact that it's a lie, because at that point you've already bought in this case, Freddie buys $4,000 worth of the product,
which is actually something that happens in MLMs. People will buy the product because they can't actually sell it.
Yeah, so
and then it'll just be sitting in their basement.
Right, but in order, if they're an idiot, they'll keep buying more products so they can spread to their friends or to their colleagues, so that they can sell the product, so they can make the lie is to. The company's lie is to basically give the product to the people. At that point, it's already bought. So it's like, okay, I've got friends that might want it, so I can make money off this. And the company continues to encourage, buy more so you can have more to sell with your friends, and you can make a profit. So you just buy more and more and more, and you're actually losing money more than you're actually gaining. And it's completely awful, and this episode nails how sketchy that type of business can be.
And at this point, when Freddie gets introduced to Sand, he has a good job. He works at a call center. He works from home.
Technical assistance.
He helps people with their technological issue, tech support, which means he just asks people if they plugged in their machine.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they didn't, because people don't know how to work technology. But he just gets into this side hustle mindset with this sand and quits his job, which is bad because he's losing money as a sands person, whatever he called himself.
The unemployment dance.
Anyway, basically at some point, they figure out it's fish food because Millicent
just rips the fucking product label off of the bottle, revealing that they haven't taken the fish food label off of it.
Yeah, because she has a fish. Because she maneuvers Freddie into getting her a fish because she wants a pet.
Yes, with the video that she presents in this 1930s, 40s newsreel style.
It's like black and white. It's got that very excited voice.
Right.
That's very British.
To allude to the fact, New England.
Yeah.
To allude to the fact that she believes that Freddie is old and was born in that time. I thought it was very cute.
Yeah.
Very cute joke.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a scam. Turns out to be complete, as you said, fraudulent, useless product.
Carly and Freddie don't know this at the time.
No, they're taking it and having placebo effects.
They're trying to sell it on their show, which is actually only the second time that they've actually
sold the product directly on the show.
No, this is only the second time in this whole series that the show is actually
iCarly.
Right. They showed the show iCarly. This is only the second time.
No, it's
third time. Third time.
They show it in the episode 7.
They show it in obviously the first episode with Baby Spencer. They show it in the second one with I Hate Carly 77 or whatever, that guy.
Oh yeah. No, so it is the fourth then. It's the fourth time.
Well, they don't do it very often, so.
We should probably. I would like to express how grateful I am that is the case. We don't need to see iCarly being made like we did in the original. Again, because Sam kind of made that work within that context.
Yeah.
In this context, though, it's less about the actual show and more about the lives of these aging young adults or adults at this point.
Yeah.
And youth is basically draining up, and they're trying to adjust into, professional, lives as well as full on adulthood. So I'm glad they haven't used that as much. The only time they ever use it is for like a plot device.
Yeah. When
something is being done with Carly's friends or one of the antagonists of the episode that we're seeing. So it's less of a legitimate part of the life of the show, and it's more of just kind of a tool to aid the plot. Like, this person hasn't been on iCarly in years and has stalked Carly to so he could finally star, because he never actually was able to get on the show 10 years ago when it was a thing, which was episode 2, I think.
Yeah, that was the one with I Hate Carly 77.
There you go. And it's stuff like that. Like, you don't need the actual show to be there. You just need whatever's happening in the plot to kind of climax within the studio in which they shoot iCarly. And usually it's used as a climactic moment. Yeah. So I'm glad they haven't actually gone into the show, because I think that would be the least interesting thing they could do.
Yeah.
Where they're going is fine. The whole satire angle completely works.
Like, if they just keep it to where the only time the show is actually shown is to advance the plot in a way.
Exactly.
That'd be a perfect way to do that, and not every episode has to advance the plot through an episode of iCarly.
But leaving it as just a narrative device instead of just like, got to show a little bit of the iCarly show this time. Because I don't know if you remember this, but like they would occasionally use the studio where they shot their web show iCarly, in the original iCarly. They would use that as a part of the actual story.
Yeah.
Or to drive it along. But there would be some episodes where it would just go on for 3 or 5 minutes, and it would have nothing to do with the story. Like, we got to have iCarly in each episode, so
yeah, and
that worked for that show, but not for this.
Yeah.
But getting back to this episode 9, shady product. I really liked the angle they took with it. Complete, accurate depiction of pyramid scheme, or MLM, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's the villain in this one because he knows it's fish food.
Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin is the villain in this episode. Well, he doesn't know it's fish food. He just knows that
it's faulty.
It's faulty food, basically. That it was never.
Well, it's not food at all.
Yeah, not food at all.
He admits it.
Yeah, he admits it, that he knows it's not meant to be food at all.
I like the angle they took with making the product into like this superfood powder vitamin supplement type thing.
Yeah.
Which is so popular right now.
Yeah, these fad diets and all these kind of things.
Right, or like essential oils. Like, this one's for relaxation. This one's for focusing. And this supplement is for when you have to like, be calm or like be one with your soul. This one makes you more sensitive.
Yeah.
And they exploit every one of the things that I just said.
Yeah.
Spencer
hilariously is not a very sensitive person. He doesn't really care that much about anything that's not surrounding him or his art or anything like that. But he starts drinking this sand product that's for sensitivity, and he becomes very sensitive.
And it's hilarious. I love it. He like sensitive Spencer. I want to see more of that. It's fucking funny, where he's awkwardly hugging everybody and
just about to cry all the time. And it's so
Freddy
comes out and he's got like beads in his hair and like
he's got the earring that's the 2 shells.
Yeah, and like this monk hippie like shirt on. It's hilarious. You've got
Freddy takes the brave one.
Yeah, and it's all placebo, but he basically is quote unquote brave enough to spend all of his money on this glib product.
Or to tell Millicent that she can't have a dog.
That, and he quits his job for the fuck of it. Because he's brave enough to do it. Right. And then you have Carly, who is high-strung, but now because she's taken a calm supplement, she's very calm, very zanned out. All funny, all great foils to those characters. Love
until she realizes, until Harper holds up this sign that says sand is fish food, and then she just gets back into the conspiratory Carly that we all just know and love.
And congrats to Harper for not only not falling for this product like the rest of her friends, but also
being the first to call it out as an MLM.
Yeah, but also pride where it's she quits her job out of the just complete necessity of getting away from having to run every shift. Quits her own job at the coffee place, which I guess we're done with that place. It was supposed to be like a main setting for the show. But quits and like Freddy is now unemployed. Unemployment dance! No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, not, but...
No, but like that was... I'm basically trying to like fumbling my way through a segue. She's been in this job for about the whole series.
A year now or something like that.
Yeah, well, like all 9 episodes, there's at least one scene of her in the coffee shop where she works.
Right.
So she's not on the supplement, but she's just kind of pissed off that she has to, do all these different types of shifts that none of the shifts she's working align with the schedule for her other side hustle she's trying to do, which is her artistic career. So she finally quits.
As a fashion designer. Yeah.
But I like the way they handled it, where her boss or assistant manager, that awful passive aggressive bullshit that's so common right now within the workplace. Yeah. Especially workplaces like coffee shops or like digital markets, or like very, very hipster like places. Like every line the guy says is like, as your friend, I would like you to be happy, but as your as your assistant manager,
you need to work. You need to work like shift.
You need to work like every night for the rest of the week, or some shit like that. Yeah. I loved it. Every line begins with, as your friend this, but as your manager that.
Yeah.
Thought it was good. Nail on the head. Another great.
I thought it was
satirical
a little funny that at the very end that both Freddy and Harper, who have both quit their jobs, both come to the realization that they should not have quit their jobs.
Yeah, and then they do the unemployment dance.
Yeah.
Which is where this came from.
Yeah.
There will be more dancing in the next episode.
Would you say it would be random?
Don't you do it. We're not doing it yet. We're saving that for the finale.
Okay.
We're going to do it like every 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, I thought we were going to make spaghetti tacos for the finale.
We'll do all of that and more.
Okay.
We don't want to blow our load, though, because season 2 is coming up. We got to...
Spoiler alert! The new iCarly has been extended to a 2nd season.
You said that, bro.
I don't remember saying that on the podcast, but I probably did.
Absolutely. That's okay. You get a pass.
I get a pass.
But no spaghetti tacos for you.
Dang it.
Bad memory, boy.
Dang it. But, so yeah, we could... after this season, we can continue our 3-episode
It's probably going to come out next year.
Yeah.
It'll come out summer next year, I guarantee it.
Yeah. Because
they waited for the summer. It's a perfect time to market iCarly, in the summer. Especially right after the launch of Paramount Plus. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh my God. Indigestion, guys. Mm-hmm. There we go. Much better. It's all those spaghetti tacos.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't eaten any spaghetti tacos yet. Wouldn't do that before the finale. Even though they're really yummy. Yeah. So anyway,
really good jabs, really good laughs and gaffes and goofs on the whole, counterculture of scheming, weird, sketchy products.
That was kind of the theme of these 3 episodes. Counterfeit products. Your family will always be there for you.
Right.
And bad business practices.
Yeah.
That was the theme. Those were the theme. Kind of not in that order. The reverse order, actually, of how they appeared. But
available in assorted flavors.
yes.
Yeah, no, really good shit. Really, really good shit. Really.
So we've seen 9 episodes so far. Each of our episodes has featured 3 episodes. Which of the 3 so far? Which of the 3 pairs of episodes, 3 trios of episodes, do you like the best?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably the second one is the one I got the most. Like the second viewing is what I mean.
Yeah.
Because that's episode number 6.
That was 4 through 6.
Yeah, episode 6 was my favorite episode so far.
Yeah.
The party.
Yeah,
amazing.
The party with Principal Franklin.
Principal Franklin made a big splash in my opinion. Yeah. He's one of the very motives why that episode gets the label it does as my favorite. But honestly, out of this batch, as I've said, it's episode 9. It just had the most fun. It feels like every 3 episodes, they just kind of drop everything, and it's got to be an 18B team type thing. It feels like that. I'll have to look this up. We should do more research, but
I don't think we should. I don't think we should do research.
I'll do it. I'll do it, and I'll bring it up in the next episode.
I'm very much a fan of going to things blind. That's kind of my thing.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, just for the sake of making a podcast, I'll look up this particular thing and I'll bring it up in the next one because I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like all the effort goes into those. That third one, the episodes that go into multiples of 3. Every third one.
Yeah, the 3, 6, and 9 have so far been
the
I would
best.
say are the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a landslide.
I don't know if this is something they've intended.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It
just might be lightning in a bottle.
I think it's just kind of the way that we decided to do this. It just kind of works.
Maybe. I mean, maybe it's kind of a thing. Like, if you would put episode 7 at the end, made that episode 9, maybe it's just the trajectory of how my mood works with when we watch these episodes. Yeah. It's just like, oh man, I love iCarly, but I have to get in the mood
This changed a little bit because you didn't really like episodes 1, you didn't really like episodes 4, but you were pretty okay with episode 7.
Right. But again, it just might be the way like my attitude shifts throughout the evening, because it's like, oh, time to watch iCarly. I love doing that, but it's like both of us usually get off work before we do this.
Yeah.
So I'm still in work mode. And maybe it's just like by the time I get to the second episode in these viewing sessions, it's like, okay, now I'm starting to loosen up and enjoy it more. And by the third one, it's like, I'm fully into it. That might be it, or it might just be the fact that they are just better. I would like to think that's the case. Mm-hmm. But going back and like reviewing it in my mind, again, not buying Paramount Plus, ain't doing it. That's Bryan's job.
Yes.
So I ain't reviewing this. But looking back from my memory of watching it, I think it is the case. I think those are the best because they not only do they feel so alive and so into the characters and they say the most, but it's just got that classic zaniness, that I love. That's why I watch this.
Yeah.
Gotta have that call to the wacky.
I do like that this new iCarly is just, I think it's beloved like worldwide, kind of. I haven't seen anyone talk negative of the new iCarly.
I've seen a few thumbnails that have said it sucks, but I mean it's few and far between.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot more positivity surrounding the new iCarly than I am seeing negativity.
I agree, and I think a lot of
I spend a lot of time on Twitter, and Twitter is chock full of negativity.
I don't even know.
And
why you spend time on that
I'm not
fucking site.
seeing, and I'm not seeing a lot of negativity on iCarly.
Why the fuck do you spend time on Twitter?
I like Twitter. It's fun.
It's like a tumor of toxicity.
It is, but it's...
You're giving yourself cancer.
I am not giving myself cancer.
Just like those supplements. Just like sand, the supplements they used in the show.
There are some funny tweets, okay? That's what I'm saying.
You're meme lord over here.
There are some funny tweets, I'm just saying.
I can't consume bites.
You can
entertainment.
you can admit that Twitter is a cesspool of negativity and also still be on the app because you think some tweets are funny.
Hey man,
I
know a friend that loves to go to 4chan to this day.
Yeah.
And that's like the trash gutter kitchen sink of the internet.
Yeah.
You know, well, one of them.
I've got like 14,000 tweets, so on my Twitter.
Why don't you do your Facebook shit anymore? Where you you were doing videos for a while, like
my
your
TikTok.
vlogs. Yeah. Bryan used to do TikTok, guys.
I'm at 450 followers on TikTok. But
follow him on this link.
I just haven't had the motivation to actually make any TikToks. Truth be told, I'm kind of burnt out on making videos.
Well, if he decides to get revamped and...
so I'm taking kind of a break from uploading like content and stuff until a couple of months from now.
Your hair is purple, I just realized this.
Yes.
I just fucking realized this.
My hair is purple.
The light... it looks black away from the light. Fuck, man.
I sent you a picture of when it was done.
I know, I don't know.
It's not.
It's late. It's
Yeah,
late.
it is late.
You know, I need alcohol to straighten my brain up.
No, you need a 2-liter.
I need a 2-liter diabetes drink to get me into the mood.
That's already almost gone.
Jesus.
I've already drinking a liter of Dr. Pepper.
How am I the fat one? How the fuck am I the fat one?
I exercise. That's why.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, exercises.
Yeah. Well, not anymore, but I walk around a lot.
You should exercise on TikTok. Hey, he's burnt out, but if he ever wants to put ointment on his interest, he'll let you know, and here's the link to the amazing TikTok
but I do have some
profile.
good news about some of my battles. I'm actually in playoffs of one of my leagues.
Go check out that link, though.
But still follow my YouTube. Still follow this channel. I'm still put it up. But I'm gonna make a deal. It's gonna be on camera, so people are gonna know. If I make the finals of my playoffs, I will upload a video about the finals. I'm in semifinals now, so if I win my semi-final matchup, I will do a video for the finals, so you can all watch me lose the final match.
Dun 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 dun. Oh, that was Kirby's theme song. Why am I singing that?
I don't know. I never played Kirby. So.
Dun 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 dun.
Yep, that's Red and Blue. Yep, that's Pokemon Red and Blue.
Dun dun dun. It's also in the show.
Yeah, it is.
We just left Ash as he follows himself to Pallet Town. On his wake is Pikachu and Brock.
I will unironically like the Pokemon anime. I don't care what anyone says. It's enjoyable for me to watch. It's not a god tier anime, but I like watching it.
It ain't no Cowboy Bebop. That's all I'm saying, brother.
I mean, Attack on Titan's probably better. But...
The Cowboy Bebop?
I mean, Pokemon.
I was about to say, yeah. Cowboy Bebop.
I don't know a lot about anime. I don't know a lot about anime.
I don't either.
I just like the Pokemon anime because I grew up with it.
I am watching Miyazaki's work from his first to his last, because I'm doing that with directors, doing retrospective looks at directors' work. So I'm doing Miyazaki. His first work was in late 70s, early 80s, Lupin III, Castle of Cagliostro. Great film. The last film he made was With the Wind Rises, so I've got quite a few to go. But right now I'm on Kiki's Delivery Service, which I've seen, but I want to see again. Because I'm sure that movie would be great viewed as a 27 to 28-year-old struggling with getting himself into the career he would like to work within. And just getting his life up and up in general. Yes. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Saw My Neighbor Totoro recently. I had seen it already before. It gets better with repeated viewings. That's all I gotta say. If you like Miyazaki, everybody knows Miyazaki's name. But we're talking about anime. We're drifting off into other subjects at this point, and I would just recommend
ending the show where we're at now.
Yes, but that's what I'm doing other than watching iCarly. Media-wise, I'm trying to think of anything else.
I'm still in draft leagues, still doing battles.
Which is on this channel. You don't even have to have a link to that.
Yeah, but like I said, there is going to be a pause on it unless I make the finals. I will upload finals video.
Get your ass into some TikTok.
We'll see. I've had ideas for a TikTok, but I just haven't felt like actually opening up the app to actually make the video. So.
Just watch some Miyazaki films. Watch Castle in the Sky.
A couple of my TikToks have actually been like me quoting iCarly scenes.
I bet. Well, didn't you
I did one where it's the scene where Carly goes like, I know I said we'd be friends, but you gotta get over this crush stuff. And then Freddie goes, but I am over it, seriously. I'm in love with you. You just want to be friends, and I'm totally cool doing without constant pain.
I saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, I made a couple like that.
I will say that I do miss seeing those. But I'll also say I understand life is busy. Life is slammed to the brim. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, taking a little break.
Taking a little breaky wake.
But I'm not taking a break for the podcast, because the podcast is fun, and he's the one editing it. I just have to upload it.
Yeah, it is. And it's a little thing to keep me going. Right when I'm down, this podcast picks me back up.
That's good to know.
And I'm sure it does the same with you.
Yes, I was very adamant about getting this done today.
Yeah, it is. It's currently 1:30. It's probably even later than that.
Yeah, and I'm not as tired because I had at least a liter and a half of Dr. Pepper.
Which will pep you back up after you get back from work.
Oh, when I get home, I'm going to crash.
Oh, yeah. I'm
getting the crash when I get home.
I'm actually in a bed right now recording this, so I might just fucking crash here.
So, we're just going to end this right now. Like we said before, my name is Bryan. I'm going to have that Poké Duo.
And I'm, don't look, it'll be over soon.
Yes.
Bryan, didn't you sing the iCarly song with your entire team at Chipotle?
We're not talking about Chipotle.
Why not?
We did, but I did get the people working in that store to sing the iCarly theme song.
Yes, you did.
And it was a good time.
It was a good fucking slamming time. The only thing that was missing was a little bit of Spencer. This is rambly. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright, later guys. Peace.
Bye. Bryan got fired from his job.